I like to think we're doing some good, but I wonder sometimes. It's a fight worth fighting. Look, folks, freedom ain't pretty. Freedom is not safe. Freedom is not safe. Freedom is the ability to be unsafe. Freedom is the ability to take risks. Freedom is the ability to have harm come to you. Freedom is the ability to self-immolate, to self-destruct. That is freedom. But, Michael, we gotta save everybody from everything. And the only way to do it is with nice laws to do it. We got to give the police the power to stop all the bad things from happening that people will do to themselves. No, we don't. No, we don't. Do you hear yourself? My Facebook page, and I'm not going to call out the names because I do want to encourage people to share their opinions. And if they're your opinions and you disagree with me, thank you for being willing to say that. Because I think there's some good to come of this conversation. But a lot of people feel that it's very patriotic to say, we're talking about dropping the drinking age from 21 to 18. It's not the biggest issue facing America. It's not. I know that. But to me, it reflects an opportunity to look inside ourselves, to leave the libtards out of this conversation and laugh at them today, and ask ourselves, how are we different from the libtards? Why are we so determined that we should win elections and not them? There must be something about what we believe that is different and therefore better than what they believe. Now, I know that many of you are screaming out, yeah, they want to raise taxes and we don't. That's not true. There are plenty of people in our ranks more than prepared to raise taxes, willing to say so, and claiming to be leaders. Just look around. Bill Kristol, for instance. Well, they attack the rich people, and we don't. We think rich people are okay. Do we? First of all, they attack publicly but reward privately. We got people on our side that are doing the same thing. Well, they just want to give black people a bunch of welfare and food stamps. Fair. But our candidates don't seem to have a problem with that. And there are white people on them, too. I don't really care what skin color you are. Welfare's wrong. How about we stand up and say so without regard to skin color? That'd be cool. Well, they just want to control our lives. And you don't. Explain me that exactly. How can it be? How can you justify a separate set of laws for somebody in the military who is 18 to be able to drink and not for somebody in Portland, Oregon? Well, Michael, if you ain't in the military, you're making some dumb decisions. You seen any of these 18-year-olds? I've seen plenty, and I've seen plenty that were very mature. And so you're going to make a law that prohibits any 18-year-old from having freedom because some percentage of them are dumb? Wow, that's a brilliant theory. Well, why don't we just start running models, and anytime we reach a threshold, let's just figure out what that is. If more than 10% of a group misbehave or abuse a freedom, then we take that freedom away, right? If more than 10% of men over the age of 20 make babies they don't raise, then we make it a felony to make a baby. But I'm married. No babies. You're making babies you're not raising? Nobody gets to. Because, some of you are irresponsible. And it's my job to sit around and pass laws. I have served in government, and I'm here to tell you, people get elected on the promise of passing laws. Their side wants to pass their laws. Your side wants to pass your laws. But either way, one of them's going to win, and laws are going to be passed. And those laws are always new ways that the government can bother the individual. You cannot get away from the government, from the police state, from the bureaucrat. And you have authorized it. And I don't see how you can reconcile that. I don't see how you can wrap your arms around that. I just don't. I just don't. Jim, you're on the Michael Berry Show.
Yeah, Michael, wanted to say that the laws that are passed are not to grant anybody any liberties. You know, when laws are put in place to keep liberties, my liberties, from infringing on someone else's liberty.
Correct.
So when you say, well, we have a law for this or law for that, it doesn't grant anything. I am born with rights. I am a human being created in the image of God. I have the ability to be really smart or really dumb, and that's my right. And as long as it doesn't affect you, then I should be able to be as stupid as I want to be, whether publicly or privately. So, you know, when we look at these things, we're talking about principles, and everybody wants to deal with particulars. You cannot run a society based on particulars. It has to be principally run, and principles take time to pan out. So as you say, you know, people say, well, yeah, you know, kids are just going to drink anyway. Well, not necessarily. They're not. You can't make a law based on particular activity. It's got to be principle. Well, that's why the Constitution has lasted as long as it has.
You're right. But whether they drink or not is of no consequence. But, Michael, they'll drink and drive. Pass a law against that. If your worry is that there will be drivers on the road who are drunk, then make that a crime. And then when someone violates that law, which we all agree is a good idea, because there is no way to recapture the harm they could do, there's no way to make it right again, we refuse to allow you under a certain state of inebriation. By the way, the number's too low right now. The number's way too low. And the reason is, and there are even folks with MAD who are stepping forward now and saying, we were too successful. We were too successful. I guarantee you somebody in your cubicle, somebody within 80 feet of you right now has a DWI. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yes, there are too many people killed on the roads. Yes, there's too much of people driving pass out drunk. But the number's too low now. If you were to stand outside any given bar, any given night, and ask people walking out to blow, vast majority of them would blow above the legal limit in their state. The vast majority of them would. Well, then they ought not be going them bars, Michael. Really? Again, why must we judge people? Why must we constantly judge people who aren't bothering us? Well, I'm at home with my family. They ought not be in a bar. What if they want to be? Who are you to tell them they can't? I think, frankly, some Republicans just need to go ahead and call themselves Democrats.
Czar of Talk Radio.
I can't believe they let you on the radio.
Commander of Conversation.
Talk to me.
The Michael Berry Show.